8:47, check this out. A 12-foot-long gator was found in a ditch in Mont Belvieu. The gator was so heavy, Public Works and Animal Control, as you can see, had to use a grapple truck to remove the giant reptile. Holy smokes. The city shared this video on social media and said it was truly a team effort to relocate the gator. This gator, just one of many sightings in Southeast Texas that take place each year, especially during the summer months, which can be alarming if they find themselves in your backyard or near your home. Joining me live in Studio A this morning to explain what to do if you see a gator in your area is Chris Dieter and Brooks Dieter with Crocodile Encounter. Good morning to you both. Thank you for coming in.
Yeah, glad to be here.
And you brought a little a buddy with you.
Yeah, we brought a year-long American alligator with us just to kind of show you just, you know, we have a lot of alligators in the Houston area. There's thousands of them here, and you're going to see a lot of these younger animals certain times of the year moving around to find new habitat, new territory. So it's a pretty common event.
We think this one is about a year old, you said?
It's probably about a year and a half, yeah.
How large can gators grow to be in Southeast Texas?
Yeah, well, the state record's over 14 feet.
Wow.
So, yeah, I mean, they get really, really large. Yeah. But most of the ones you're going to see are going to be somewhere between 8 and 10 feet as a general rule, you know.
The one we just saw in Mont Belvieu.
That's a really big one.
Now, where would we... Is there any information on where he would be relocated to?
No, I mean, generally the way it works is that in Texas there's a very structured way they deal with what they consider misplaced or nuisance alligators, and that one will probably go to some farm or ranch somewhere, you know, more than likely.
Yeah.
You know, smaller ones they'll try to relocate, but those larger ones will go to farms or ranches. You know?
Just massive. Okay, explain to us the difference between a gator and a crocodile.
the favorite question, yeah. First of all, in Texas we don't have any crocodiles.
Right.
So there's only on South Florida you're going to see the only place in the United States.
And that's the only place in the north.
In North America. Yeah, we're on the northernmost tip of the American crocodiles range. So if you're going to see one in Texas, you're not going to see a crocodile. But generally the crocodiles are more narrow snout, they're more aggressive. Alligators are considered the milk cow of the crocodilian world. They're real relaxed and everything, you know. So.
And I know it is alarming and it can be frightening to see them, but the probability of one coming after you is quite low.
It's pretty close to zero.
Yeah.
I mean, the most dangerous thing you can ever do is feed them. If you feed the alligator, it makes an animal that's inoffensive into an animal that now sees you as a food source, and it does change the dynamic there.
What should you do if you see a gator on your property around your home?
Best thing to do is stay away from it, first of all. I mean, you just want to make sure you have a minimum safe distance. Always, usually 20 feet. Alligators are not going to chase you, so they're a water's edge predator. And so because you're a water's edge predator, if you're not at the water's edge, they're not going to pursue you. The best thing you can do is stay away from them, and then you call your game warden. And the game wardens will, you know, they have a series of steps they take to go ahead and remove the animal. Or the animal, sometimes will just move away on its own.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. What about our pets?
Yeah, we get that one all the time. People call us all the time and say, hey, well, I got my dog out here or whatever. Your dog is probably in a little bit more danger than a person is, but it still has to be a very big alligator. Small alligators don't see really mammals as prey items. So if you're looking at a 6 foot or smaller and you have a big dog, you have nothing to worry about. If you have a Chihuahua and a 6 foot, then you got to make sure you stay away from the water's edge if they're around. Yeah, but it is in general, it's still pretty safe.
Yeah.
But.
And I assume that this goes hand in hand with misconceptions when it comes to these guys.
Yeah, for sure. The American alligator, just because of where we have here in our area, there's not a lot of mammals really to eat. So, I mean, like our mammals are going to be like deer, raccoons, that kind of stuff. So they just didn't evolve to go ahead and eat, you know, big mammals. They eat fish, frogs, birds more frequently. Not that they won't eat those other animals. It's just not a main prey item, and so they just don't see it as a target, you know, until they get to be a certain size, and they kind of like the menu opens up a little bit. Instead of eating the chicken nuggets, they're going to go eat the full menu.
Full chicken.
Yeah, exactly.
They're striking. They're beautiful up close.
Yeah, the animals, when you really get to understand alligators, you really get an appreciation for them. They're super vocal. We were talking about that here a second
commercial
ago.
Break,
Yeah, the babies make a lot of sounds. The males and the females both bellow as they get older. I mean, they're really loud. If you actually go to like Brazos Bend or our place in the morning, you'll hear the bellowing of the alligators, and it's really primeval and it's really fantastic, you know. So
We have reservations to go camping there this weekend in Brazos, and
Bring an air conditioner.
Right, oh, right. I was looking at that, and I have a 12-year-old Saint Bernard, and I'm like, maybe I have to cancel this. But we've been to Brazos many a times, and it is beautiful to go down there and see them in their natural habitat. It's really, really, truly incredible. And I know we were talking too. They're quite intelligent.
Yeah, this is another thing a lot of people don't realize. They have, not to get super biological on it, but they have a cerebral cortex, which is and it's a well-developed one. So it's kind of like equivalent to what you see in a parrot.
Oh, okay.
And so, like, the people, you see have a parrot, and everybody talks.
They're talking,
they're like, oh, my bird's so smart, knows all this stuff. Well, the alligator's brain is really similar to a parrot's brain. So they learn routines really well. They learn people really well. And so if you have an alligator and it's in, like, say, your yard or your pond or whatever, if you do a similar routine day to day to day, they pick that routine up really quick. They're super trainable, like really, really easily trainable. And so
that's really neat.
Yeah, it's neat, but it also leads to problems because when people do it, the alligator habituates really quickly, and you end up imprinting very quickly.
We can domesticate these guys too.
It's fun, for a while, and then they get big and they start, coming at you to get food and everything like that.
Brooks, he's getting a little testy over here.
He's just getting a little tired.
What's your favorite part of having this close proximity, this relationship with alligators?
It's probably just like, seeing them every day and getting to bond with them.
Hey, buddy. Aw, he's so cool. He's so neat. Talk to us about the crocodile encounter.
Oh, we're the largest crocodile facility in the United States, right here outside of Houston. We breed a lot of endangered species, from Chinese alligators, all the way through. At our core, we're an educational facility. We want people to come out and really understand them, and you get really close to them. We feed them the whole 9 yards.
It's really cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and it's kind of a life of its own. And yeah, literally.
Right,
and we do a lot with different zoos, like the Houston Zoo, Bronx Zoo, St. Augustine Alligator Park. Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness. So I lived in Northeast Florida, and one of my first stories when I moved to Jacksonville was a gentleman who broke into St. Augustine Alligator Farm, allegedly drunk, and scaled an enclosure with 200 some odd gators and made it out alive.
Yeah, that must be their main lagoon down there. That's a wonderful facility.
It was wild. It is. It's a really incredible experience to go there and check it out. For people wanting to connect with you and go to Crocodile Encounter, how can they go about doing so?
We have a website, crocodileencounter.com. You can book tours, go through the whole 9 yards. So we'd love to see folks out there and learning more about the whole crocodilian experience, and they're really cool animals, and a lot of them are really diversified. I mean, we have the ones that are narrow snouted all the way down to the broad snouted, and they're a very interesting group of animals as a whole. So, yeah.
So we're gonna let this guy go in the newsroom, I heard.
Yeah, he's gonna run around in there and eat some marshmallow.
Right. Lead him around on a leash. Well, thank you, Chris and Brooks Dieter, for coming in. We appreciate your time this morning. A really great conversation. Does he have a name, this little guy?
He's just Alligator 11 or
Alligator
whatever.
11. Okay. Well, thank you, Alligator 11, for coming in.